championships that he had, or the first hour of that team was that bench. Yeah. Right? When Curry said, like, when people talk about Curry sits, right? You have to really understand the thought behind of it. You can sit on the bench because when you got out the game, you were down 8. Now, when you're supposed to get in, we up 20, right? So the bench squad pushed the lead up so much that Curry got to relax, right? So when you're talking about Barbosa, they don't have nobody like that. They don't have a Sean Livingston. They don't have an Iguodala. They don't even have a Harrison Barnes. They don't have, like, those guys would have been starting on other teams. There's nobody really on that roster that, like, you're talking about 4 or 5 guys on the bench that is considered starters. They're like, yo, we got all this. We can do this. We got our own style of play. Right then, when you get KD, same thing. You got a different. Now this group right here, when you look at the roster, it's not put together well. And the guys who...
He's absolutely right. Steve Kerr is not the problem in Golden State. The problem is Dunleavy, Lacob, and to an extent, Bob Myers, who was here. Because you look at this roster, and people blame Steve Kerr in his lineups. First of all, Steve Kerr is still excellent when drawing up the offense. He's still getting these guys open looks. And Steve Kerr has tried every combination of players since 23 to now. He's tried every combination. He's tried Jackson Davis in post. He's trying to make the best of the situation. And people are going to be like, well, he benches Kuminga. He benches Kuminga because Kuminga goes 1 for 10. He's even starting to bench Brandon Pajemski. He's trying to find something. You gave him this G League roster. No other coach would go in there with 8 players with a... Like, look at this roster. What made the Warriors so successful is you look at their first championship, right? Livingston. Livingston could easily be a starter for most teams in the league. Automatic from mid-range. You look at David Lee coming off the bench. David Lee was a bona fide superstar, all-star before that season. You look at Barbosa. Barbosa can knock down the 3. Maurice Spates. No one even mentioned Mo Buckets. They called him Mo Buckets for a reason. You look at the KD era. You had David West coming off the bench. D West off the bench is crazy. JaVale McGee. And everyone likes to laugh at JaVale for his basketball IQ. His IQ was top-notch because he'd go 4 for 4 in slam dunks. He'd defend the rim every time, every possession. Like, you don't understand how bad this roster is from Dunleavy. It starts with Bob Myers. Drafting Wiseman over LaMelo, not doing the Anthony Edwards trade. Because they could have traded the first pick to the second, and then they would trade next year's pick as well. They didn't want to do that. Then you also look at not drafting LaMelo or Maxey or Obi Toppin or Halliburton. Fine, everyone messes up one time. But Bob, you messed up twice. Because you had the 7th and the 14th pick in the draft. At 7, you draft Jonathan Kuminga, who is... Warriors have tried so hard to make something of him, and he's just not that. He's not a starter in the league. Kuminga, you know who's drafted after Kuminga at 8? Franz Wagner, 25, averaging 25, and is an all-star. Okay, well, you have 14th pick in the draft. You draft Moses Moody, who's also not a starter in the league. You know who was drafted after him? An all-star in this league, Şengün. Then you look at Joe Lacob. His ego's too big. He threw the blame at Steve Kerr in that email. Oh, Steve Kerr has tried every combination. I just want you guys to understand that. He's tried every single combination of players. And for people thinking throwing a Seth Curry in the mix is going to make you win a playoff series or even get you in a playoff standing, you are absolutely wrong. Let alone the arrogance, of Joe Lacob. Oh, we're light years ahead of the league. Proceeds to be the worst team in the league 2 years in a row after that. Oh, we'll never waste another year of Steph Curry's career after he dragged a team that had no business in the 2022 finals. Proceeds to waste the rest of it. Brandon Pajemski's untouchable. All Danny Ainge wanted for Lauri Markkanen was Pajemski, Moody, and a first-round pick. And at that time, Lauri wasn't at a max contract. Well, now he is. Now he's at a max contract. Danny Ainge wants any combination of players he requires. And, he wants 4 first-round picks and 4 swaps. He can't even afford him.